Exham Priory presentation in association on WNY News Radio.
It's another week of the Nick and Dan Show, Season 2, bitches! Starring your hosts, Nick, and that lovable motherfucker, Dan. Not to mention myself, Carl Winslow. And featuring Think So Joe. On today's episode, it's the season finale. In part 1, Nick, Dan, and Nick Landis from Inherent Vice chatted it up. This week, that chat reaches its ultimate conclusion, and Scott Leffler returns. Plus, music from Exham Priory. Ready? Here we go!
It's been 25 weeks. I've just been sitting here in this office. They won't let me leave! Why won't they let me leave? I'm not having a nice day. When I get out of here, when I find those two, bang bang!
Alright, so, we're back. We're back. And we have Scott Leffler.
I just kind of walked in.
He did.
I act like I own the damn place.
What are you doing in our office? So, Scott, I'm glad you showed up. We've been meaning to talk, actually.
Yeah, so I am going to double your pay.
Yes.
Woo! Effective retroactively.
What's 00?
Cut it in half and double it.
Well, I was going to say we went from 0 to 00.
Yes.
So now you're double O.
We are double O's.
We haven't learned the
We're
number yet.
super secret spies.
No, dude. We haven't gotten the numbers yet.
Oh.
That's after season 3, right?
No, it's retroactively.
Yeah, so we got...
All the way back to the beginning of this year.
Yeah.
Ooh, so what number are you? 00 what?
I don't know.
Double O hamburger.
Probably 00280.
I don't know what I'd be. Are waffles involved? Scott, are waffles involved?
Waffles are always involved.
Excellent. I'm 00 waffle.
00 waffle? All right.
Dan's double O blue waffle.
Oh. Can I trade that up to 00 bacon?
That would definitely be a trade-up.
Yes.
It would be. But, Scott, before you wander in, we were talking about things that we've learned from doing shows and being out in the music community. We started off with 5 bad things. Now, we went through ours. You have a different perspective on this. You are the show promoter.
Yeah, show promoter / door dude / fan.
So what are 5 bad things that you've learned from shows?
All right, so my biggest pet peeve with shows, and this is actually 2 of my 5, is that sound is apparently optional.
Yeah.
Live music just sometimes sounds bad. And oftentimes that's from the sound guys, you know, that's on him or her. Do we have any sound girls in Western New York?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Not that I've run into.
We need some.
Agreed.
So yeah, there are a lot of bad sound technicians.
Wait.
Okay.
Echo. Add sound girls to my shopping list.
Perfect.
I need to get them.
So that's one. No one ever does. And then tagging onto that, onto the bad sound, I feel like sometimes bands on stage have no fucking clue what it sounds like in the audience. And so I keep hearing bands, and it's always, like, there's never a band that's like, never once have I heard a musician go, hey, can you turn me down just a little bit? It's always turn me up. Every musician wants to be as loud as humanly possible. They always want to, and so a show will sometimes start out with good sound. There are some very good sound technicians in Western New York. But a lot of times they just do what the band tells them to do.
Right.
And so by the end of the night, it invariably almost sounds like shit because the bands are always like, turn me up! And I'm like, if you had any idea what it sounded like out here.
Where it should very well be the other way around. The band should walk into somebody's house. It's the sound guy's house. He knows what makes that room sound good.
Yeah,
Right.
but more often than not, I find the bands telling the sound guy what they think it should sound like.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then me sitting at the bar or, you know, taking tickets or just in the audience or whatever, I'm like, I don't turn it
Yeah,
That's
Please, for the love of God, Chuck, don't turn it off.
that's why I'll always ask for it in my monitor, because that's my mix.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah.
my thing too.
Right, it's like out on the floor. I don't care.
Sometimes I'll play a show and somebody will be like, "You need to turn up." I'm like, I'll touch a little bit. That's the sound guy. I'm like, I am not
Right.
fucking this situation
Right.
up by me cranking my amp.
And that's
Mhm.
the thing. You'll catch that one guitarist that'll just walk back to his amplifier and dime the motherfucker out. You know, it's just like,
I mean,
you know,
some-
I'm sitting here with my ears bleeding already.
Sometimes if I cannot hear it at all,
Mhm.
and the sound person won't give me anything in my monitor, depending
Yeah.
where I'm playing, I'll turn my amp up,
Mhm.
just so I can hear it enough for me.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's 1 and 2.
Okay.
Number 3, groupies who want in for free.
Like,
Like, I get that bands have, people that help them and whatnot, but, like, if your best friends don't pay to see the show,
Mm-hmm.
ain't nobody ever gonna make any money.
true.
Right.
So I can either, oh my God, I've been fucking Chuck since I was 12 and he was 23, and it's like, all right, 1, that's way too much information.
Right.
2, $7.
Exactly.
um,
You've been fucking Chuck? 9 now.
we apparently need to start a Chuck defense fund, so
Right.
if you could kick in a few extra dollars, that'd be great. People can't read for shit. They can't read the announcement before the show.
Mm-hmm.
They can't read the signs at the show. Sign that says, you can't bring the alcohol outside. I find that this sign becomes optional as well frequently.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's annoying as shit. And then finally, drunks in general.
Yeah.
Like-
That's something we even touch on.
Like,
Oh.
look, I like some alcohol. All right, I'm drinking my rum and coke. I'm happy. But people have limits, and I feel like oftentimes on the weekends, especially, people forget that they have limits. And so people get drunk and do shit, and hit people in the head with a bottle. About a year ago, right now actually, Greg Burt had asked me to work the door for like 4 consecutive nights in a row at Stamps.
Okay.
Because they had an issue with their door guy, they needed a new one real quick. I said, I'll help you out in the interim. First night I do this, right? The show was just out of fucking control. Literally, somebody hit Chuck in the head with a bottle.
Oh, Jesus.
There's a riot that like starts off stage, ends up on stage, and then spills out into the street. Obviously, some people had way too much to drink. That was the night I got my phone stolen.
Oh,
So
Jesus.
Chuck got it in the head, I got my phone stolen, and Stamps got cleared out.
In a bar the size of this room.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like, you know what? We're done. Everybody go home. So I'm like, all right, maybe I shouldn't be a door guy. So then,
Correct.
So-
Maybe I don't want to help.
so then at the end of the night, Jen is like, you're coming back tomorrow, right? I'm like, do you really want me to? Like, I feel like you would have done just as well, if not better, with no door guy.
With or without me.
Yeah. So,
Because this only happened because I was here to stop it.
right.
Right.
So did you have to haul people out yourself personally?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There was a fight at the very first Inherent Vice show.
Yeah.
After Super Killer Robots were done, right when the night was over, there was a huge fight.
Little known fact: never been a fight in the Exham Priory show.
Oh, we can fix
We could fix that.
that.
We could. Let's just give our little gremlin a couple of beers.
There could have been a couple on stage at certain points.
Yeah.
When we got a little testy with each other. Here, I made you a tent.
Aw.
Aw.
So yeah, there's my bad list. That's the things that I do not like about shows.
Okay.
And particularly, promoting shows, working the door for shows,
Right.
being the guy out, not doing the music.
Okay.
I like it. Completely different topics, because obviously different perspective.
Right.
Mhm.
All right. So now for the good.
The good.
Nick.
The good about playing shows, it's fun.
Yes.
It's absolutely a riot. That was number 1. Number 2, I have met some of my closest friends
Mm-hmm.
playing shows.
Absolutely. Yeah, man.
There's no better feeling than getting a positive crowd reaction.
Right. Ah, dude, that's one of
When
the
you
best in
when
the
you
world.
when you rip the end of a song and people are screaming,
Mm-hmm.
you get jacked up.
Yeah, that's the best in the world.
I found it rewarding when you open for a national act who's actually really cool with you.
Mm-hmm.
I've met some really cool bands playing. I mean, I don't always play for open for nationals, but I've opened for some that are really cool, but I've some that are not so cool too.
Actually,
Right.
I usually try to make a point of that when when you guys opened up for Head PE in Rochester, that he actually took the time out of his national set to thank the local bands. You know, said if it wasn't for these guys putting on or helping us with this show, you know, we wouldn't be here.
It's always
Right.
cool to see that happen.
It
It doesn't
is.
happen often, but it is really cool to see it happen.
Yeah,
Right.
The
Yeah.
fact that he actually did it,
yeah.
because
Mhm.
I've opened for nationals and they haven't said a word
Right.
about the openers.
No.
Mm-hmm.
But you know that was a really good feeling,
Mhm.
and it's cool meeting new people who share the common interest in live music.
I like it.
That's
you go.
my
It's a good
5.
list.
It's always great having everybody tune in. But before we go any further, don't forget to click the subscribe button beneath the video or on the main page. Turn on notifications so that way you get notified anytime we upload. And remember to share us. Plus, don't forget, Android or Apple users can download the All WNY app and listen anywhere. Come on down to Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium, where you'll find the weirdest shit. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Need a guitar that's caught fire?
They got it.
Instrument something chewed on?
We got it.
That guitar looks like it has double horns.
Got one of those.
Stuff with green strings.
We got that too.
We know what we're doing.
What's this one do again?
Need a 2-string bass?
Son of a bitch, we got that as well.
Need knobs and dialies?
Not sure what it is, but we got one of those too.
And stickers everywhere.
I mean, I don't know if you want it, but we've got it.
Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium. We're completely lost. Are you looking for your next amplifier? Are you trying to redefine your sound? Do you need that piece of equipment to complement your amazing guitar playing? Well, look no further. Bison Electronics has what you need. Look up Bison Electronics online. Handmade from the ground up in Buffalo, New York.
Dan here from Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium. Today, we just got in this vintage mandolin. I'm not exactly sure what differentiates a female from a male mandolin, but this one in particular is a male. I know that because it told me, aggressively, and then showed me. So if you're on the market to get a dolin, come on down to Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium, where you can pick yourself up a mandolin. Currently out of stock of female dolins though, but we do have this one in particular. See you down here.
Danielson.
Mine kind of plays off of his a little bit. We'll start with my number 5. It's your product. So whatever you put into that as far as your energy, you're putting it out into there. And for me personally, it's my release.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, I go to a job that I actually enjoy, but it gets monotonous every now and then. You know, you go home, it's just me and the wife. Maybe she had a bad day, I had a bad day. We're at opposite corners of the house. It's my release. It's my product to put out into the world. And like Nick said, to see people enjoy it, or just even to have it out there for purchase, you know.
Right.
I do enjoy that aspect of that. A lot of times you get to see cool music is number 4, you know. You'll have a band that maybe you weren't familiar with before. They'll come out on stage and do something that tickles your ear, tugs at your heartstrings a little bit. You can go back, follow them on Facebook. Those are beard strings.
Where are they attached to your heart?
No, they're attached directly to my asshole.
I completely must have missed that during anatomy.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the beard strings are attached directly to the asshole. Did I get that correct?
It's like a marionette's mouth.
All right. So, as you were saying,
That's what I was saying. You know, just the music in general. Like, I bring this up a lot. STEM used to be the big band in town.
Mhm.
You know, and when they got a little bit more popular, they were traveling the country.
they made it a point when they came back to the hometown shows that they would bring 4 or 5 other bands from different parts of the country. May not all be metal, but you had a ratcore group, you had a new metal group, you had like a ska type band, a punk band, and just discovering new artists that way. The music was always cool. It was always a cool
And then
environment.
sometimes they brought one band that was all of those.
They did.
Valve.
Yes.
They
I
were
do
awesome.
remember Valve.
Valve, if by chance you're still out there, because I have not been able to find you, so there's a good chance they're probably not. But if you're
Probably
out there and you happen to hear this, get a hold of us. I still have your fucking CD that all you motherfuckers signed, and was it the bassist singer that was trying to sell us boots in the parking lot so they have money for gas, right?
Yes, it was. There was a band they brought up from Tennessee that I saw with them a few times, and they were really good. Downslave, I think, was the name of their band.
Okay.
I saw them at the Star, and I forget where else I saw them, but they were cool southern rock metal band.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty
Like
rad.
they brought Spine out of DC, I think it was.
I have that CD
And
signed
they're-
by the band, too.
Yeah, and their bass player turned out to be a replacement fill-in for Kitty.
Oh, yeah, I remember about that.
Lady J played for Kitty.
Mm-hmm.
And then Floorboard, which was always good.
They were amazing. I have that 3-track CD somewhere, too.
I got their full length somewhere too.
Ooh, I want that.
You're gonna have to rip me, Valve. I'll trade you.
Deal.
The other part, cool places, cool little venues. You know,
Mhm.
like we're gearing up to go down to New Jersey, playing a little spot called the Stanhope House in New Jersey. Never been there. Pretty sure it's gonna be cool.
Right.
You know, so we'll go down there, check that out. Recently, we played the Firehouse Saloon in Rochester.
I like that.
That was an
place.
awesome little venue.
That place is amazing.
Yeah.
Have you been there yet? Dude,
I'd like to play there.
or just go to a show there.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I went and saw Tokyo Monsters at the Bug Jar. That's a cool little dive.
I've heard good things about that, but Matt,
Bug Jar's a very cool venue.
Yeah.
but Matt, the Firehouse. You gotta check out the Firehouse Saloon. This place was awesome. I loved it.
There's
I
a
had-
lot of places in Rochester I'd like to check out that I haven't been able to.
I
yet.
had so much fun there. It's at the corner of, what was it, South Clinton and Meigs
That's right downtown.
in Rochester.
Yeah.
Dude,
Tattoo shop right across the street. And
there's a burger joint like right next door that's in an old fucking church. We didn't get a chance to go grub there by the time we got done.
Clinton's the first exit off the 490 before the interloop, right? Clinton Street.
something there.
But dude, awesome venue. If anybody in the Rochester area or even the outlying areas, check out the Firehouse Saloon. Nice place. The wings were good, from what I could tell.
Yeah, their original Firehouse sauce is really good. Nice
Yeah.
mix between fire and heat, or fire and sweet.
Yeah, it was good.
Well,
I really
we're talking
liked
about venues real quick, and actually just in general as a plug, when this episode airs, the voting will be ongoing for the All West New York Music Awards.
Oh,
Yes.
Best venue, of course, is one of the 23 categories.
There you go.
Now, have the
Rock and
announcements
Buffalo's
been
got
made
that
of the
too.
nominees?
They have not. That'll happen tonight.
All right.
There we go.
So, guys, by the time that this airs,
Voting starts tomorrow.
voting will have
Oh,
been
it's all
going
announced
for at
tonight,
least
yeah.
2 weeks. Make sure to go to allwny.com and vote for your favorite all WNY artists, venues, podcasts. Remember, the entire all WNY staff hates you, except for Nick and Dan.
That's
Nah,
true.
I hate you too.
Yeah.
It's just
Dan, okay, it's just me. I love you. I don't know who you are, but I love
Yeah,
you.
I was talking to Joe and Corey and Mike earlier, and they're like, oh my god, I hate all these people. I cannot. Yeah.
Boom.
They're like, I hope the people don't know that I hate them. So
Called it. We called it the last episode we were on, and we're going to call it this episode too.
There you go.
They all hate you.
Except last episode, I didn't confess to my pure hatred of the audience.
I know. I wish you would have held on that on before you let that out at least for another episode.
It's all right.
would have been convenient.
You know,
Yeah, it's all right.
get a week's worth of fucking votes in before you admit your hatred of all the people.
It's the same thing you have right when they're feeling on top. You got to sweep kick their legs out from underneath.
I mean,
knock
let's
them
be
down.
honest. At this point of the show, nobody's probably listening or watching, but it's okay.
It's all right.
We love you anyway. For those that have actually made it through, I love you. Dan doesn't.
Hey, I watch every week.
Nick does.
You're the only one,
I'm
buddy.
the only one. The one view on each. I love it when I see no views and I'm the first one. I get so excited.
But even going back to the cool places, like not even just the venues. Like we do
Punks in the Yard in Allegheny.
Yes.
And it's literally just some guy's property, and we're out there, and we play to the woods, and we play to the people.
On pallets.
It's all about just the vibe.
Yeah.
It's just if there's good vibes, good times will be
And that's
had.
what brings me to number 2 and number 1: good people and a good experience. You know, and not only, yes, you want to bring people out to your shows, but the people who we do click with, like Exham Priory with Inherent Vice, and Tokyo Monsters, and Dreadnecks, and the list goes on. But that close-knit family of bands around West New York, you know, are the good people in which I speak. And then, of course, you have the people who are, like, coming out to your shows, supporting you, the diehard fans and all that. And then just the experience, because you get that many good people, that many close people in a venue, and it's just positive vibes all around.
It's more of a community than a scene. That's what I
Yeah,
consider myself.
exactly.
Part of the music community more than a scene, because the community is full of people that actually care.
Right.
That's just
Touche.
my perspective.
But that's my 5.
All right, so my 5 good. My 5 good things. First of all, the other bands get it. You know, regardless of if there's fans there or not, there's people that get what you're doing, which is an awesome feeling. People that really appreciate it. You know, they just know what's going on. They understand the hardships, the schlepping of gear. They get it, so you don't feel as crummy about the whole thing. It's not like, oh, woe is me, I'm the only one that goes through this. No, there's a shit ton of other people that you know
Everybody goes through it.
are going through the same thing, and you're watching them as they're trying to lug their fucking amplifiers on stage or off stage, and not, or, you know, they're trying not to die in the process. So that's one good thing. Now you realize you're part of a bigger group, which everybody wants that. Everybody wants to be part of something. So you know you're part of something. That's my 5.
Dan here again from Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium. Today, I want to show you what we just got in. We got ourselves an acoustic guitar. Unlike your big box store that want to sell you B-acoustic and C-acoustic guitars, we specifically sort out acoustic guitars. We want to give you nothing but the best. This particular one's got 6 strings on it, so it's worth about $600. But because we like you and we want your business, we're going to give it to you on sale for $899. That's right, just $899 will get you this acoustic guitar.
Wait a second. No, that's right. Never
Yeah,
mind.
That's right.
Are you looking for a photographer to come in and make an excellent look of a photo shoot? Do you need somebody to take pictures for promotional purposes, or just because you like your photo taken? Well, now you could be just like Exham Priory. Get a hold of K&D Photography in Buffalo. You can look them up online at facebook.com/KD Photography Buffalo. Look them up online and let them know that Exham Priory sent you on down. K&D Photography for all your photo needs.
Hi there. This is Nick from Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium. I know what y'all are thinking out there. Down there at that little small shop, all they got is about 4 guitars and that's about it. You're wrong. Need yourself a microphone? Think you're not fucking loud enough? You're right. You need to be louder so everybody can hear you. Grab this microphone right here. You can hold it like this, or if you want to be an asshole, like this. Need cables? Got them bitches too. Come on down to Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium, where you can make your ass louder. My 4 plays off of something you said. Booze rules. And I mean,
In moderation.
booze rules, and we all know that in the past I've had my other stints with things, and, you know, that's great. Being high is awesome. But, you're right, Nick. Nothing is better than being on stage and getting that pop at the end of a song, or going into something and seeing people react, singing a part of, like, one of the lines or something, or, fuck, we had a goddamn mosh pit at Doyle last year.
We did.
We had a couple of them. That was amazing.
I mean, like you said, we've touched on. We've played good shows in front of a lot of people. We've played good shows in front of nobody.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday show, there was barely anybody there, but you didn't make it feel like there was nobody there. Foster putting the mic in your face and you're singing along. You know, I mean, we made the best of a horrible situation.
Good thing it was a line that I knew by heart. Some of my don't, I just kind of make up noises that sound like it.
Well, that's what Adam does at our shows. If he doesn't remember, he makes noises.
I go straight on fucking Peanuts growing up. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. But you're right. There's no bigger pop than that. I mean, Scott, even from your perspective, you know, having an event where, you know,
The crowd
maybe
pop.
even not a full house, but it's a solid attendance. That's got to feel nice for you as well.
It's cool to put something together that other people enjoy.
Right.
Mhm.
So that's my 4. Booths, rules, stage is better. 3. A little goes a long way. Whether it's, you know, you get these nice little instances where, hey, I hit on, you know, playing for next to nothing blows, but also, when you do get paid, even if it ain't that much,
It feels good.
certain situations, it's like, man, like, I'll bring back up Punks in the Yard. Punks in the Yard, last year, we go down not expecting to get paid anything because there wasn't a ton of people there. It was obviously just like a DIY thrown together backyard party, and it's awesome.
And we were thrown on the exact last minute. Pretty much.
Like, if anybody gets a chance to go to a Punks in the Yard, it's a great time. It's family oriented, so you can actually bring the family. We camped out. I totally intend on doing that again next year.
Absolutely.
It's awesome. But they threw us $25.
Yeah.
Granted, I mean, if you really spread that out, that's like nothing, but
I'll
still.
give you some gas to get home.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
And
that's
it's like-
exactly what they said too. Like they
Right.
came up, they said it's not much, but we wanted to give you something, and we were taken aback. 'Cause we're like, holy shit, you know, like we didn't expect
I mean,
anything.
we're talking about pay, good or bad. We played a show together about 2 years ago.
Mhm.
It was a lot of fun. It was you guys, The Taken, Inherent Vice, The Long Cold Dark, Super Killer Robots, and then my buddy's band. They broke up, but his Motorhead tribute band.
Oh
ended
yeah,
up
yeah,
coming.
yeah, yeah.
There were
It was a
six,
Sunday show. That
Six
was
bands
great.
on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Attendance wasn't bad.
It wasn't.
At the end of the night, I got handed $15 at the door.
Mhm.
Out of all of us, out of all the people that were there, I was handed. This is what I'm like. I have $15 to distribute amongst 6 bands, and I just gave
Wait.
it to the Motorhead band.
Are you shitting me?
I swear to God.
I
Mhm.
think the least we've ever paid was like $20,
Mhm.
and that was because we were actually in the hole.
Mhm.
After paying for sound and door, we were literally in the hole. So I'm like, all right,
That was
let me. So I think each band got $20, which literally came out of my pocket.
production. Production got paid. Promotion company got paid. And here's the rest. I got handed 3 $5 bills.
Yep.
And I handed it to the Motorhead band. I'm like, you guys can go get a drink at the bar.
Mhm.
Each of you can go get 1 drink at the bar.
There's no excuse
Man,
for
they were
that.
cool
None of the-
dudes, though. They were so nice. I was partying with them out of their vehicle.
Jay, the bass player who
Yeah.
did Lemmy, I've known him for 12 years. He's
I mean, we
tattooed
made-
me several times.
We made good friends with his son Zach.
Zach's
Actually,
cool. Zach's a
he
great
left
dude.
he left one of his fucking guitars there.
Yeah, and you brought it.
This
you
one
brought
drives it back to him a day or two later.
Mhm.
Made good friends there.
Good people.
But that a little goes a long way.
Mhm.
You really do learn to appreciate that being out and playing.
Mhm.
You're somebody like, dude, I really like that second song you guys played. What was that? It's a nice feeling. It's just something little, but it's a nice fucking. It really does make your evening.
I played a show for all WNY back in May at Good Bar.
Mm-hmm.
I got very, very ill that day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was very, very sick. You were there. Both of you were there.
Yes, you did.
And I thought I was going to die. I really did. I don't remember anything about the set except Foster fell over and was laying down looking up at me. That's the only thing I remember from that show. And then at the end of the night, or the end of my set, I just hurry and throw all my stuff in bags. And Dan, Lauren, and Peter, they were in Lily Among Thorns, and Dan, they all got up on stage. One of them grabbed my head. One of them grabbed my cab, and Dan's like, give me your guitar. I'm like, no, like, just give it to me and shut the hell up. You're going to die. Let me help you. And they carried it from upstairs in Mr. Goodbar all the way out to the parking lot in the back and helped me load up.
Nice.
I thought I was going to die, but that made me melt.
Right.
I mean, that was a good feeling. I felt like I was going to die. I'm like, now I got to haul the shit out to the car.
Oh, yeah.
I was doing all I could not to throw up or shit my pants at that show. It was awful.
Which brings me to number 2. All the random fucking friends that I made over the years playing shows. I mean, in recent time, like, Nick, you and I have become very good friends. Yeah. Scott, same thing. Grant, him and I talk regularly. Great friends.
Well, even just how me and you reconnected.
Right.
You know.
I mean, over the years, the people I've met from all across the country, and it's really awesome because you meet these people out at shows, and then you start connecting, you start talking outside of it, and, you know, oh, what do you do? Oh, you know, I work at a Valvoline. What do you do? You know, I'm a fucking PR rep for, and it's such a broad spectrum.
Like when we had that meeting here.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Like, it's a broad spectrum of people that it gives you access to become friends with. And
to quote our late friend, it's the great uniter.
Yes.
Music is the great uniter.
And it's really nifty. I always just really like that aspect. It gives you access to these different pockets of
all these people that I would have never known if it wasn't for music. I would have never known these people if it wasn't for music, and that's what brought us all together.
And then finally, my number 1 for bad things is that people don't care. My number 1 for good things is that people do. While yes, a lot of people might not give a shit. They might not care to come out to your fucking shows. You know, they might not care to be willing to listen to your song all the way through. Maybe they get 30 seconds and go, oh, bored, I'm going to go to the next one. There are some people out there that fucking care. Like, they know. Ashton.
Yes.
Nick, Scott, you both know, Vacant Paradise, our usual closer. I always do a little story beforehand. Well, Ashton caught us once, loved it so much, he gave it a name. It's now Story Time. And he has actually had people show up at our shows just to tape Story Time for him. Because he wants to know what's going to be said, what's going to be done there.
Is this the Ashton that works the door at Stamps?
Yes.
All right.
That's him.
Occasionally, yeah.
And I asked him about this several times. I'm like, do you think about this shit before we do the show? He's like, it comes to me while I'm on stage.
The only one we kind of prepared for was the one Burt Fest we played, but that's.
And I didn't really prepare it. I just wrote all the band names on a fucking piece of paper. Yeah. That was the only preparation because there was like 20. I'm like, because usually before I'll just like mumble stuff and say the band names at a practice just so I'm like, okay, I know all the band names. There were 20 band names. I tried so hard, I couldn't do it. I'm like, I gotta write them all down so they're there. But yeah, that's all made up off the top of my head on stage. I never know where it's starting or where it's ending. Oh, well, I know where. I like to tell everybody a little story, and that's about it.
You're going for the ride with Nick as he's going through it.
And the end always, it all comes back to the Exham Priory. So, like, the end and the beginning are always there. Yeah. What happens in between is left to be seen.
And that's just...
But people fucking care.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. From your shows, I think that's one of the cool things. You know, I like the music, obviously, but I always try to stick around for the end because I want to hear it. I want to hear what you put together.
I mean, you know? But while he's doing that, though, Dan's playing,
right.
Luke's playing, they're just doing little accents to add to the ambiance.
But then
of
even
the story.
like you'll see us laugh at things.
Oh, yeah.
It's not scripted. Like, we're actually laughing because he came up with something off the cuff.
Like,
and me and Ant look at each other like, what the fuck did he just say?
Like Tudor Lounge, I started talking about necrophilia.
Yeah.
That's what came to me.
Just because we were on a bill with a band called Coffin Hook. Why wouldn't I?
Yeah.
And it was about me looking for a girlfriend in the cemetery. I had my coffin hook. I cast it down in, pull her up. Nah, not quite. No.
We wanted
Send
a
her
blind
back.
one because we were also playing with Eyes of the Blind. So he wanted a blind dead girl.
But, yeah, it's all done up.
What's that?
Are all dead girls already blind?
You would assume so, but apparently not.
Listen, that's profiling, man. That's not cool. I'm not saying that this is a safe space. Literally, this isn't a safe space, but that's not cool, man. It's negative.
Cool, man.
Hate.
Those zombies, they see you.
That's right.
They
Right.
die, they see you.
They see you. They got the life sense.
Ran over my own foot with my truck. Just found out that my dog's got AIDS. But I love America. I love America. Acoustic guitars.
Are you looking for a place to drop anchor and have a cold one? Come on down to the River Pub, where the drinks are cheap and the atmosphere is good. 6004 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York, where you can hang out inside or enjoy the atmosphere outside on the patio. But also, if you're not just satisfied with a drink, you can grab some grub at the pub, right next door at Submariners.
Where we pride ourselves with amazing quality products with generous portions.
So whether you're looking for food or a drink, follow them on Facebook at the River Pub Niagara, or you can also check out Submariners LaSalle Deli. Stop on in, the River Pub or Submariners, 6004 Buffalo Avenue, Niagara Falls, New York. See you down at the pub.
Banana in your pocket losing its appeal? Not quite as firm and ripe as it once was? Afraid your lady's about to split? Will a capuchin monkey walk away in disgust? Is it about time to consider making nut bread with your mushy fruit? Fear not, it's Bob Paulmana's potassium supplement. Side effects include but are not limited to spots on your peel, pale yellow color, loss of erection, opening from the wrong end, low blood pressure, high blood pressure, no blood pressure, unwanted satanic friends, divorce, marriage, polygamous marriage, premature browning, attraction of fruit flies, spontaneous human combustion, feeling of spiritual enlightenment, and finally overwhelming feeling of wanting to add yourself to your favorite breakfast cereal. Bob Paul's potassium supplement. Good for you.
That's something I've learned both polar ends of the spectrum. People don't give a shit, and people do.
It's like the mass majority don't, but then the few that do make it all worth it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they make up the pros outweigh the cons. If they didn't,
We wouldn't be doing it.
yeah.
So
We would.
my number 4 was your number 5.
All right,
Some people support the scene,
Mhm.
and it's really cool to see.
right.
You know, it's really cool to be working a show, and have some. We did a Yellow Sauce show a couple months ago. The whole fucking crowd had Yellow Sauce shirts on.
Yep.
That was the coolest thing.
All the bands had yellow sauce shirts.
It's like
Except for me. Sorry.
I'll go to a show and they'll be like, "Oh, you're playing tonight?" I'm like, "No, I'm just spectating tonight."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's,
You
that's
know,
really.
I get that. I get that a
Me
lot.
too.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite things, really, is when band members' family shows up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I just think that's the coolest. You know,
Dan's family's always at shows. That's
Mhm.
I
awesome.
just,
Mine have come out to a few.
you know, it's really cool to see people support people they love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whether they know you personally, whether you're familial, whether it's girlfriend, boyfriend, best friend from college, whatever. It's really cool to have somebody show up and be like, "Yeah, I'm here to see my boy."
Mhm.
You know,
My
whether
dad-
they mean son or just boy. You know, it's really cool to see that, to see humanity,
Mm-hmm.
because so often the world just fucking lacks it.
Oh, yeah.
We played a show opening for Green Jelly at Mohawk, and my dad came.
Right.
And right at the end of the show, we finished our last song, and we're just like, "My dad came!" and we're like, "Woo!" And like they got a huge pop from the crowd that my dad was there. I mean, it was cool, you know.
Right. Well, but that's my 5 good things. Scott, we've obviously just learned one of your 5.
Right.
What else have you got for us?
I love the fact that for the most part, musicians do it for the music.
Yep.
You know, you guys talk about, you know, it's nice to be throwing some bones at the end of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And all Western New York always tries to do what we can.
Yep.
And I feel bad when we can't do enough. But like we had a show where we actually did pretty well. I think everybody made like $70.
That's good.
You know, we had 4 bands on a bill, and each band made $70.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember paying Jason from Lower Town Trio.
Ah, yeah.
And he's like, wait, this was a paid gig?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're all paid gigs with us, Jason, every time.
Yep.
You know, and he's like, dude, we just came because we like to play music.
Yeah.
That's just fucking cool.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so we always try to do what we can, but we like to work with bands that aren't in it for the money.
Right.
It's easier to give them money.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
It's easier to book a band that wants to play music because they like to play music.
Right.
Because bands that are doing it for the money, sometimes you can feel it in the music.
Oh, for sure.
And
You
they
know,
I've
tend to
run
be a
acro-
little dickish.
I've run across a few.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of mine is that musicians do it for the music. I think that's fucking awesome. I mentioned the yellow sauce shorts. Dude, I love the swag. I love going to the tables and seeing who's got what. You know, I buy things when I can. I can't always,
Mm-hmm.
but my wardrobe is pretty much entirely consistent of all Western New York stuff and band T-shirts.
Boy, Jose.
You know, obviously, I wear other stuff because I have to. You know, I work in a business environment and
Mm-hmm.
I have to go out and adult sometimes.
Right.
But when I'm here at the office, 9 times out of 10, I'm wearing a pair of khakis and a band T-shirt.
Mhm.
I love the swag, and I love the fact that bands get into their swag and they do different shit. Like we got shirts, we got hats, and we got belt buckles. Like who the fuck has belt buckles? Why do you have belt buckles?
Right.
I don't know, but it's awesome. You know, or we got whatever. I like the swag. I think it's a really cool part of the concert experience.
Guess I'm gonna have to go out and buy a belt now because I just bought a belt buckle.
Right. You know.
Hey,
So-
helping to drive the belt industry.
Right. So that's one of the things that I like about live shows.
Okay.
I'd love to be able to do merch. We're all broke as joke, living paycheck to paycheck. We can never have a band fund because we don't ever get paid, hardly ever. And if it does, it goes towards like studio time.
Right.
So I'm like, well, here's a sticker. I give away sticker, but
Well, even
Stickers
that,
are
man.
cool,
Speaking of
though.
stickers, man.
See your
I'm
stickers
going
all
on
over
camera
the
here
place.
for a second.
Oh no, we
You
should.
guys need stickers.
We should have taken.
Woo,
I've
stickers.
I've got an old new ones.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going on the
brother.
guitar case when I get
Right.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you, sir.
I've got a decal.
Boom.
I've got a decal on my guitar case, all WNY,
Right there.
Yeah.
and the Think So Joe sticker.
Nobody else has WNY stickers.
That's what we were talking about at the meeting.
So yeah. So
Nice.
so now they exist.
I like it.
From a working the door perspective, free alcohol sometimes.
Yeah.
I like that. I
That's-
like, I don't drink too much while I'm working,
Mm-hmm.
but I do like the fact that every once in a while I'll go up and I'll get a beer and they'll wave at me like, hey, you're good.
Mhm.
Very cool. I like that.
Certain venues
That'll
that'll give
price.
certain venues that'll give bands booze.
Right.
Right.
Give
Yeah.
Like we
each of you here's 2 drink tickets per member.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like
We-
thank
booze.
you.
we just played the Walmart. We get these 2 yellow tokens for the 4 of us, which works because Luke's not drinking, so it's pretty much 3 of us. Free drinks all night for the band.
Mhm.
You just got to flash that token.
Right.
And it was glorious. I'm like, oh, Gibbs, I'm going to make you regret that. I mean, it was just the draft beer. It was banquet beer,
Right.
but still.
But
Yeah.
still, the thought
Free
was
beer
there.
is good beer.
Yeah.
I put a hurting on that goddamn keg, I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah.
I was like, nothing, please.
Right.
Do you have your pitcher cup?
I did not. I've been told I'm not. I've been encouraged to avoid the pitcher cup.
There's a picture out there of the 3 of us together, and you're holding a pitcher.
I know.
When we
It was
used to
the all
have
WNY anniversary show.
when we used to have house parties at my house when I
Mhm.
lived in Lockport, we always had a keg. It was a fucking glass. Basically, we tried not to lose money.
Yeah.
Which honestly, that's been all Western New York's financial plan.
Right.
Going on 12 years now.
Right.
Try not to lose money. But I had this fucking chalice, and it looked like a fishbowl. It looked like a fishbowl with a stem and a base. And I would just walk around with this thing, and like every time I looked, it was full again. And
Magic chalice.
Right.
yeah, so that was kind of cool.
Nice.
My final thing. Some hot girls like the same music I do,
They do.
This is true.
and it amazes me. I'm like, wait, how can you like this band or this type of music? You're gorgeous. Only ugly people are supposed to like this music. So it is always cool to go to a show and it's like, there's a really hot girl here.
That is nice. It is, I'm not going to lie. It is nice.
You know,
I wish you still lived in Lockport and had house parties.
The
Yeah.
music isn't prejudice, man. It loves
Did you ever-
everybody.
I never went to one.
No,
I never
you
even
wouldn't
knew
have been
about
old
it.
enough.
No, I'm
How old are
30,
you?
33.
Oh, you would have been old enough, but just barely. Because house parties ended at my house 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
We used to do the last Sunday of every month in summer.
If I would have
Four,
known.
4 bands, keg of beer, had a grill, we cooked hot dogs. In between the bands, we did karaoke. And then there was always like some sort of event. Like we had big love boxing. We had poker tables. They were house parties.
See,
Oh,
I
that's
got
fun.
involved because I know Corey Hagstrom carried on the tradition a little bit with the house over in Upper LaSalle,
Right, and
where we
then
had right on the creek there, and I
and
was
then
in
he
a
had
couple
one
of
at his
those.
new place, I think.
See, I never got to see the new place, but I remember being to at least 2 of them at his place in LaSalle here in
Right.
Niagara Falls, and yeah, it was a lot of beer. I remember pizza for some reason. Probably
go
because
hand
there
in hand.
was.
9 times out of 10, we did not end up emptying the keg. But every once in a while, we'd be like, oh shit, we need to make a beer run. Is anybody remotely sober?
I'm
then-
sober. I'm fly. I'm
And
pilot.
then right across the street from my house, there was like this old train trestle bridge.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody used to go under the train trestle and smoke pot. And so, like, I'd be there and I'd be looking around and I'd be like, where the hell's my wife? Oh. All right, we're
Where
good.
did you live in Lockport?
With the potheads again.
I lived on Otto Park Place.
So Nick,
Which
like
is-
pretty much kind of like right on 31,
Correct.
right there, up by where.
By GM.
But
By
what's
Carson's.
the bar? Attitudes.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Not
so,
far
so,
from
so
there.
if you're standing in Attitude's parking lot, because for some reason you've gone to see Hit and Run or something, and you're standing in Attitude's
Isn't
parking
that Guy
lot,
Nichols' old band?
and you look to the left, there's this big brick house. That was my house.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
What did that bar used to be?
What, Attitudes?
Yeah.
What the hell was it before? It was like, I want to say Fuzzies or Frankie's or
Mildly
Or
annoyed.
something after that, too.
All I know
I
that
don't know.
when the bar closed, before it became Attitudes, me, some drunk dude that me and my buddy were with,
Oh, I remember the story.
my buddy Steve McQueen, because I actually have a friend whose real name is Steve McQueen.
Is he from Reinhardt?
He's out from that general area.
I know somebody.
He's
Steve McQueen.
older,
Older
but
than me, yeah.
yeah. And like 3 Kingsmen robbed the place. It was a closing night. I wanted the bar stools. Well, we wanted the bar stools. The
It's a
Kingsmen.
damn good thing no one watches this show.
Right? Although I think the
Kingsman-
statute of limitations would have rolled out.
Yeah, this was going way back. The Kingsmen wanted several of the electronics, we'll say, in the area. And maybe we worked something out where something happened and there was a distraction and things disappeared. I don't know. It gets very fuzzy, my memory, after that point. But it was a glorious time.
There you go.
I've closed a lot of bars. I don't think anybody here is surprised.
No.
Not really.
Closed the B bar in Niagara Falls. Peed on the outside, made it my building.
All right, then.
All right. So yeah,
But-
that's my list.
So those are the good and bad things that we've all learned from being musicians, being out at shows. If anybody actually feels like commenting on the fucking YouTube show, feel free to.
Nick, if you feel like commenting on the YouTube show, feel free to.
You know, we encourage you to give us your comments, great things you've learned, fun experiences. Maybe we'll talk about it on season 3. I don't know.
Maybe.
You'll forget.
Like explosions.
Yeah.
So now, we'll be back after some fucking explosions.
Oh, yeah, there's fun explosions.
Nick, explosion! Well, hey there. Do you like knobs to twist? Do you like buttons? I know I like buttons. Come on down to Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium, where we have more than just used guitars. We've also got these things.
What the hell is that?
Well, this here is what's known as a mix-em-a-bobber. It's got some sliders, that's fancy, knobs, lots of knobs, even some buttons. You can push them, they do things. Now, this model right here, it's got at least, I don't know, Dan, what would you say right there? That's about like 500 knobs, I think.
I think it's got about 500 Disney dudes.
Easily. Plus, there's doodads on the back.
Holy doodads.
You can plug shit into that.
Wow.
So, this right here, I'm willing to say that we'd be willing to let this go to you guys out there in the guitar and music world for, I don't know. I think that $700 is a fair price for this. And that's a steal. You don't even want to know what we had to pay for this. Really. You don't want to know. Come on down to Dan and Nick's Used Guitar Emporium. We've got more than just guitars.
Somewhere in Buffalo.
The struggle is real. The Think So Joe Show. The struggle is real. The Think So Joe Show. The struggle is real. The Think So Joe Show. The struggle is real.
Guys. Yeah, no. Listen, you want to vote for the Nick and Dan Show on allwnyawards.com. Voting's open now. Make sure to go and vote.
Down
So Dan,
Nicholas,
it's been a long summer.
it has.
I feel like it's been a decent season.
I think so.
How about you? Yeah?
Yeah, I guess so.
Up and down?
Up and down.
Now, we just had a whole bunch of explosions, some random shit that we did. We had Nick from fucking Inherent Vice, Scott Leffler from All WNY joined us.
Mm-hmm.
You've, during the season, inadvertently agreed to a fourth season if,
We're
You
not,
know.
we're not talking about that.
if it's willing. So, Scott!
What, Nick?
Are we renewed for a third season?
Oh shit! Like, and then you gotta use the office again?
It's gonna be a while before we need it.
I guess so.
Well, I mean, are we going to switch offices again?
I don't think so.
I like this
I think
office.
I think this is our office.
This is
Yes.
the keeper?
I,
Alright.
I,
I
don't,
like this
I don't
office.
see any reason to move.
So, we got that. We'll be back in April-ish. I don't know. Let's not set timelines this time.
I like it.
We'll come back when we're ready. We'll keep you posted. Follow us on Facebook.
Remember, it's not you, it's us. We'll come back when we figure our shit out.
Find us on YouTube under Exham Priory. Make sure to subscribe. On the down season, you're going to get to see or hear more from Carl Winslow.
True.
You know, he's going to have his own podcast every Thursday night on All WNY Radio.
Oh, wait a minute. This was not a thing I agreed to.
I think Carl just kind of weaseled his way in.
He did. He's like, you guys have a fucking time slot, so why not let me take it over?
Right.
Where, I mean, if Scott's willing, you'll get awesome indie underground music from all around Western New York. Scott, thoughts on this?
If you guys can make a talk show with a skeleton, have fun.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, in between the Nick and Dan show seasons, you're going to get the Skeleton Closet with Carl Winslow. But I feel like that's a good time, a good note.
I think so.
Call us on. Everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. If you did both, good for you. You are, yes. You get a round of applause.
Don't. No. No. Not a round of applause.
Golf clap?
No, I mean, you get a triangle of applause. You get a fucktastic fucktangle of applause. And until we come back, folks, remember, the rule of life is the rule of the pit. You see somebody down, fucking pick them up.
See you next season.
Thanks for sticking around for all of Nick and Dan Season 2. We've loved having you guys here with us. Make sure to tune in Thursdays on allwny.com to listen to The Skeleton Closet with Carl Winslow. And Nick and Dan will be back next year.
We say